Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how we can set up the Nginx Ingress controller in Kind cluster. So let's begin. So guys, what I've done, I've created a repo for you guys, and we are going to use the bash script to set up all the steps we need regarding the Kubernetes Kind cluster. And the tool we are going to use the blank Ubuntu box, although you can set up the kind on Windows as well. But this time I'm going to use the blank uh, 22 LTS. So let me show you that what we are using. So if you do get etc OS release, and this is the OS release. Okay, if I do ls, host name CTL, and get etc OS. So this is the 22 LTS guys, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply pull this repo which I've created for you guys, and I'm going to show you the steps what you need. So simply what you need to do, clone this public repo. I'm going to exactly clone this repo on this machine. You can use the VM, but I'm going to use this public EC2 machine for this demo. So let me simply navigate to this kind ingress, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. So, and I'm going to show you the script as well, right? Simply what I'm going to do currently, I'm going to do chmod, make this guy executable, kind config ingress, and simply run this guy. So what it does, it is going to install the Docker and the relevant packages along with kind. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply clone this guy here, or I just want to show you one thing, even I'm going to show you from here. So you see, this is the script we have run, and this is the version of Kubernetes which we are going to use. So this is the script, guys, and it is a bash script. First of all, we are doing the installation of Docker along with the installation of kubectl, Helm installation, right, and the kind cluster installation. So and I'm going to show you that in this setup you don't have to do any port forwarding to the ingress, right, and everything is going to be done automatically. So guys, I mean, this is the version of kind we are using. Might be the latest version is available, but I tested this. This is working fine. So, and we are going to do here, we are actually moving this, make this package executable and moving this to use a local bin. And from if I scroll it down, what I'm going to do, actually, I'm doing here, I'm actually creating a kind-config.yml file. In this file, what I'm doing here, actually, this is a kind configuration file, um, and I'm exposing my Kubernetes API on all interfaces, right? So we are going to actually do the SSH tunneling to this guy as well. I'm going to show you later that particular step. So in this step, if you see nodes section, in nodes we have control plane and role of workers. So we will see three nodes, right? And if I scroll up, you will see the installation of kind has begun. So one is going to be the master or control plane, and other are going to be the worker nodes. So in the if you see the configuration, we are actually doing the extra port mapping, which is going to help us in the connectivity, like with the port mapping from outside and inside on port 80 and port 43 inside the containers. So this kind cluster is actually spin up on the Docker. So that's why we are doing the port mapping here, and we are using the specific node labels. And if you see, simply copy this guy node labels, and I'm going to scroll back here, navigate back to this section, this is the Nginx controller YAML which we are going to use. Simply apply that. And if I do Control F and Control V here, okay, just a second. So you see, this is the node selector which we are actually going to use. Ingress node ready. So Nginx controller is going to be installed on that particular master node. So, and rest of the setting I'm going to show you later. So you don't have to do anything. Everything is pretty much set up. And once installed, I'm going to import this cluster on um, my local machine in the lens, right? So open this lens, and regarding the lens, I've already created videos in past. And also the other tool we are going to use here is the chasm. Simply type this and you navigate to my channel and simply type chasm desktop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply start one of the container on my local machine. So let me do that. If I do docker start, let me see. Okay, Docker is not running. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply start this. The advantage of using the Chasm desktop is that you will get the browser inside your containers. So the testing is going to be really easy, that we will be able to see our website inside the container in encrypted way, and the host machine is not going to be disturbed regarding the etc host settings. So let me show you what I mean by that. So Docker start sandbox. So this is the container I've created with all the packages. If I do Docker PS, you'll see that this container is spin up. So if I do Docker exec into this guy, sandbox, okay, and if I open this Docker, you see, this container is mapped to this port and it is running. So simply you need to navigate to this guy. But one thing I need to update you, this is the HTTP, and simply update the URL to HTTPS because it is encrypted. Click advanced, navigate to this, and you need to see the video. It is very, very simple. Simply you need to copy paste the commands in that particular video, which I've covered in past. So I'm going to update that. So this is encrypted locally with the valid local self-signed certificate, right? And so let me close this pad, and I'm going to open a browser here. Okay, guys. So let me close the other stuff. So if I see what's happening on my machine, so get this mode. So if I do kubectl get nodes, you will see that our control plane and two worker nodes are ready, right? And if I do ls, right, before doing that, what I'm going to do, simply I'm going to cd, and if I do get the contents of my context, simply to cube, sorry, cube config. By default, it is going to write this context in your user home directory, right? And simply what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply copy this guy, and let me open this, and I'm going to save this guy, let's say on my local machine config. That is fine. And also I just want to paste this guy in the lens as well to import our cluster, right? So let me paste this guy. This is how you can do the stuff with regard to that. But currently it's gonna throw the error because we have not done the port, I mean SSH tunneling. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open one tab on my local machine. So what I'm going to do, first of all, let me show you the IP address. So if you do call if config.me to this machine, you will see that this is the public IP, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the SSH tunneling here, and simply what you need to do. This is the port. If you see this file, right, and if I scroll it down, you see this is the port 8443 is actually exposed, which is just shown you the settings on my remote machine, and I'm going to simply import, make the connectivity with my local machine. So let me do that. Cloud user, okay, little mistake, make this cloud user and simply paste it here. So it's going to ask the password. If you're using the key pair, you can simply provide that with -i. So let me do that. And let's try to do just the connectivity with that particular kind cluster. So currently our kind is imported locally on our machine. So if you navigate to the workloads, you see currently we don't have any workload in the default namespace. We have three nodes, control plane, and two worker nodes. So what I'm going to do and navigate to this section on this remote machine. If I do ls here, I'm going to navigate back to cd into this guy, and I'm going to simply install this kind controller ingress. So simply kubectl apply -f, and what it is going to do, it is going to install the Nginx controller and do all the RBAC and service and everything. So with the script, what we have done actually set up the kind config. This configuration you can set up either on your Windows or Mac, and this is the configuration which we are actually using by or creating through our script, right? So this is I've already explained, right? And now if I navigate back to this section, click this guy, you will see that Nginx Ingress is actually set up and one controller is running, and you can see the logs of this controller as well. So this seems to be okay. Now what I have done, I have added three examples. So we are going to see the host-based routing, path-based routing along with the Nginx rewrite. And if you navigate back to this section, one thing I need to update you. In the past, I've made video with regard to the ALB ingress. If you click this guy, ALB ingress with blueprints, currently actually with the ALB ingress rewrite is not supported. So I've added some of the links as well. If you navigate to the rewrite rules, click this guy, and if you scroll this guy up, so seems like it is not supported, and I've added some of the links. I mean, this feature is actually still in pending, so you can see some of the issues. So you see this your rewrite is open in the new feature in ALB, NLB, and some of the requested features are already pending. So this is just the update. But we are going to use the Nginx. So some of the examples, what we are going to cover, we are going to install these application and do the testing. So first example is going to be like if I navigate to if we want to install the Hello app, for instance, what I'm going to do, this is actually we are going to do two example with the Helm and other the last rewrite example through kubectl. So simply you need to use this command helm upgrade install hello values.yaml is going to be one, and namespace, it is going to create the app namespace which is not there, and it is going to actually create it. Then this is the hello app, and dash wait is going to be wait by default 5 minutes to see our application is available. So what I'm going to do, navigate back to this section. If I do ls here, right, you see this hello directory is there, and I'm going to show you from the web UI, right? Let me open in another tab, and this is the values.yaml, right? So this is the image we are going to use and the latest version. This is my repo, right? And this is the very basic application. So we are going to do the host based routing, right? Like the app1.cloudgeeks.ca. This domain is currently I mean, this subdomain currently don't exist. We are going to make a etc host entry in our KSM desktop and make this available locally. So what you need to do simply, first of all, simply uh, deploy this application. So if I navigate to this section, you will see the logs are going to be generated in this Nginx Ingress, which we have set up on our Ubuntu box, and you will see this app hello. You see is something with relevant with regard to the hello is available. So if I navigate to the section app and navigate to the Helm releases, one release is going to be, you see, deployed, and if I scroll up, one pod is going to be running, right? So we have a rule. So as I discussed, if everything goes well, you will see one page. So let me do curl if config dot me here. So just a typo here. Copy this guy and you will see in the next page, or simply do the curl on localhost, where you see 404 not found. And similarly, you can, if you do curl localhost, you will see the same stuff, curl localhost, right? So and if now what I'm going to do, as I am in this container, right? So I'm going to do SSH, and I'm going to do the port forwarding to my uh, SSH channel to my local container. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So guys, let me do the port forwarding, cloud user. Again, I need to simply do that, and this is the IP, right? And I need to provide the password, Pakistan 1992. Okay. One thing I forget is to make a DNS entry. So let me do that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply again do docker exec interactive shell into the sandbox container, right? And if I do nano etc host, well, so as we have provided that particular host name API, sorry, app1 dot cloudgeeks.ca. So anything requested on that particular host name is going to be served our application. So as I discussed, this is the container inside our, I mean, this is the browser inside our container. So I'm going to simply do app1.cloudgeeks.ca. So you see this application is perfectly working, and this is the app which we have actually requested. So this is one example, and the second I'm going to give with the app two, and we are going to use the simply different image. So okay, let's do that. So if I do ls here, this is the have two application which we are going to do. So what you need to do to do the testing, simply use the command I'm going to show you, but I just want to show you some of the supported versions. So simply click this guy and you will see the version and the compatibility and the support. So we are using this version in the next version, and we are using this version of Kubernetes. So let's check that, and to check that, simply use this command, or I mean, you can check from the lens as well. So simply copy this guy, and what it does, or you need to simply do one thing like, okay, update the pod name. So simply do that. So because we are going to exec into this particular pod, and this is the pod. So click this guy, and sorry, this is the one. Let me do a little scroll. This is running, and this is the one. This is the pod name. Uh, and let's try to exec. So this is the version actually we are using, right? So you can do the exec from here as well. So simply click this section and take a shell into this particular guy, right? And it is going to check whether bash or sh is available. And then what we need to do is to use this command and the next versions. Okay, let's try to, let me just type it. So there you go, right? So anyway, you see this is the request. I just need to show you that we have done the valid set request. app1 see actually served by this um, this guy, this browser, right? And now we are going to set up our second application, which is going to be the blue version of our application. And simply I'm going to copy this same command, and I'm going to simply paste it here. So what it does, it is going to create the namespace app2, which is not actually there. You will shortly see app2 is there, and if I navigate to the section Helm releases, you will see that one release is going to be available. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the similar stuff, like I'm going to make one DNS entry, and simply I'm going to say app2.cloudgeeks.ca, and all I'm doing here is actually doing the stuff inside the container etc host directory. So let's do that, cloudgeeks.ca, and simply save it. Yes. So navigate to this browser and open one tab and type app2.cloudgeeks.ca, and I made a typo here. It should be APP. So you see, this is the blue version of our application. In the last, we are going to see the rewrite rules. So regarding that, what you need to do, I'm going to show you how easy it is, and you can check that particular application. So rewrite target, we are going to create a new Nginx class, external ingress class. This is the name of the class, external ingress. One thing I need to update you, that if you're looking for different type of functionality and requirement, you can use the ALB ingress controller along with the Nginx ingress controller, and by using the different classes name, you can get uh, both controller functionality. For instance, as ALB has no functionality till in now till today regarding the rewrite rule. What I'm doing here, I'm going to set up the external in the next, I mean, I'm going to set up this class. For instance, I've just assumed that I've also installed the ELB ingress, but I'm going to set up this guy, and the app is going to be this one. This is actually Dockerized, so I'm not going to give all the details regarding this app. So simply what this app does, I'm going to show you the functionality. You can easily do the testing. So we are going to create a namespace staging, right? And um, we are going to set up the two deployments, foo along with the foo and bar. So this is the deployment foo and the foo service, bar service, bar deployment and the bar service, along with the, this is the ingress which we are going to use. So this is the rewrite annotation which we are going to use. So $2. So what it does, if you navigate to the same host apa.cloudgeeks.ca, you will get if you navigate to the foo, it is going to redirect to you to the root, right? So, and similarly, if you navigate to the bar, it is going to redirect to the slash, and we are going to see in the application as well. So simply to test this particular application, and this is how you can even test the configuration which you want to set up. So simply navigate to this section, rewrite, and all the discuss we have done. So simply do kubectl apply to all the stuff in a straight away. So simply do the setup and navigate to the section. So staging, okay, this is the stuff it has actually created. So shortly you will see the logs with regard to that. So let me show you some of the stuff. kubectl get ingress in namespace staging. Okay, you see, we have localhost. Even if you see the stuff, um, app1, okay, it should be app, and I think it's app2. So you see, the address is localhost. That's why we are able to see the stuff on our localhost, right? So, and if you do kubectl get ingress classes. Previously, we used this default Nginx class, but we have set up this a different external class Nginx. So even from the lens, if you scroll it down, navigate to the section network, get ingress classes, you see, we have these classes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make one DNS entry as well. So first of all, navigate to this section, pods, staging. You see, we have foo and bar services. So, okay, navigate to this section, open one tab, and also make a DNS entry. The DNS entry is going to be the one which I've shown you. So it is going to be api.cloudgeeks.ca, and we are going to access our foo and bar services with rewrite in the next tool. So API Cloud Geeks .ca, right, and save this name. So simply navigate to this section and type api.cloudgeeks.ca, right, and you need to put this foo, and when you put this foo, you see the resource actually is redirecting is actually to the root, which is a slash. So for instance, if you have different application, you need to um, put this URL, and it is going to redirect to that particular root, and the single domain name is going to be used. And simply if you type the bar, you will see it is also redirected, and you see hello from bar and redirected to slash root. Even if you see slash bar slash asm, it is going to route to slash asm. So you see, the first one is removed, and hello from bar is source asm. That is it, guys. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and please share. If you have any question, please do comment. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.